Hello and welcome to the summer series of interviews with Soulful Women. I'm Krysti Turznik. I'm an international speaker and author, a hypnotist and spiritual mindset life coach, helping high-achieving women entrepreneurs and corporate leaders who are burning the candle at both ends to create a life that they don't need to escape from, so every day can feel like a day at the beach. Now, this is the place to be if you want to discover how to be, how to feel, and how to live a life with more meaning and more value. This summer series will help you to take your life to the next level as leading influencers and experts share their best secrets and tips for living an inspired and a soulful life. Now, today, Kirsty Blattner is with me, and I'm so excited to have this conversation, and I know that you will be too. So, Kirsty created the coaching program, 7 Steps to Recalibrate Your Life, Business, and Finances in under 12 weeks. She works with people who choose to retake control of their life, shatter limited beliefs, and attract wealth, happiness, and confidence once and for all. Kirsty has a master's degree in teaching. She is a certified neuro-linguistic programmer and a business coach. So welcome. I'm so happy that you're here.
Thanks so much. Yay, thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be a wonderful conversation today because our topic today is all about recalibrating your wealth. And so many women have tremendous money issues, or they've struggled with money at some point in their lives. And what's interesting too is many women are also responsible for the finances in their household. So it's really important that women understand where they are in their relationship with the finances and the money, and especially too, if you are a business owner, it's especially important to make sure that your relationship with money is as healthy as it can possibly be. So can you share a little bit about like what you often notice about women and the money relationship here?
Yeah, so it's so funny, Kirsty. At the start, you mentioned something about imagine a day at the beach, right? And when I think of that, I think of all the awesomeness, like the smells, the sound, the feeling you get. And what I've noticed with women when they're struggling with finances or wealth is it's more like a day at the swamp. It's stinky, it doesn't feel good, and there's flies, bugs, like everything is horrible. And this is because they're under a lot of stress. And we know that when we're under a lot of stress, especially when it's prolonged, that cortisol is coursing through our body. And not just is it coursing through our body, it's affecting our mind. So one cheery little side effect of that cortisol is weight gain. So not only are women experiencing all that stress, all that overwhelm, they then have that added thing of weight gain. And it's just like this spiraling stuckness, knowing that they have this phenomenal purpose, whatever it is. A lot of the time, people are very clear that they have this gift or they have this purpose. And when they're struggling with that financial piece, there's this deep sense of stuckness and of frustration.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is spot on, because it's not just related to the money. It right. Kind of ripples into every other aspect of your life. So what in your experience, like what do people experience then when they recalibrate their wealth, when they shift it so it's a healthier relationship?
Yeah, so this is why I love my job, because it is just incredible to see the difference. So the main thing that I notice is people coming from a disempowered, a lack of confidence, and a deep frustration, transforming or recalibrating to just having a deep sense of clarity, increased confidence. And the side effect of that is being able to live their purpose, which generally means helping others. So it doesn't matter whether it's a product or a service or whatever way, shape, or form it may be. If someone's deciding that their purpose is to be with their family, that's not always possible when the wealth part isn't there. They may have to go and get a job. So it doesn't matter what it is that they feel like their purpose is. When that wealth piece comes into play, it's like this magic occurs and opportunities open up. And there's a sense of freedom. So instead of your back being against the wall and that feeling of trappedness and stuckness, it's this sense of freedom, this sense of choice, and then with that, being able to help and serve others.
Yeah, I love that. And like my personal belief is that like money is a spiritual tool. Like when you have money, you're able to spread your passions, your purpose around much more easily than if you had to, pinch and scrape for every penny that you're getting. So like money it's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just a thing that we can use for our benefit with everything. And so what do you teach people then that like some of the first steps are when they choose to, up level their personal finances or to scale their business, whatever it is that they're looking for in that relationship?
Yeah, that's such a great question. And I agree with you 100%. There is definitely, and however you just define spiritual, it has different meanings for different people. And without a doubt, there is a deep connection there. So if someone is looking to shift in that regard and up level, the first thing to do is get help, because no matter what your thoughts are, you're not going to do this as effectively and as quickly when you're doing it by yourself. And the reason is that as humans, we have these blinders on, right? And these blinders are from our culture, they're from our education, they're from our experiences, and they're from our gender, not to mention our knowledge. So you may think you're doing the best thing possible, and the truth is that you can be doing it differently and in a better way. So there's kind of another part to this too. It doesn't work to get help from the wrong person. And what I mean by the wrong person is if you have a friend that says they're going to keep you accountable or says that they're going to help you, and that person is either not where you want to be, or they're not trained in the best ways to work with you and get the best from you, at best, you might make some progress. At worst, it's going to create a more difficult situation. So when you're looking for a mentor, a coach, a free or paid, it doesn't matter what it is, but when you're looking for that person, make sure that they'll guarantee the results. And you may think that that sounds weird or harsh, like who's going to guarantee their results? And I'm telling you, now more than ever, people are skeptical. Now more than ever, people have a lot of education, and so they know what to do going in. So if you're looking to work with someone, make sure that they're guaranteeing their results. And in order for you to have that conversation, you need to be really clear about what you're after. So one thing that can help is looking at what you've done in the past and then looking at where you want to go in the future. And when you're having that communication with the person you want to work with, be sure that they're going to take you there in the best way possible. So that would be my advice for the first step, is to get that support. I don't know why, but in our culture, we're so caught up in lone wolfing it. I can do it. I can read a book. I can do this. I can do it by myself. And you can. It's not that those things are bad. It's just that having that other person, that different perspective, that trained person is going to get you there quicker and faster.
Yeah, absolutely. And the mindset and the strategies that got you to where you are in this point in time in your life, they're not the ones that are going to be able to get you to that next level to help you break through those barriers. So like you said, it is so very important to make sure that the people that you're seeking out for that support and for that guidance, they are ahead of you. They are like on the path for what it is that you want for yourself. So what then do you think that someone can do then if they do have limited finances? Like, where do they start if they're, in a position of, less possibilities?
Yeah. So if you're looking to build your business or shift your life and there's limited finances there, we're looking at sweat equity. And what is that? It means like rolling up those sleeves, and you're going to need to put more time and energy in as far as your time, rather than outsourcing or using things, like Google ads if you're building a business, because that money isn't there yet. That piece isn't in place, and it wouldn't make sense to do that. So if someone's looking at shifting and changing, it's really looking at putting in that work themselves. And the trick here is you don't want to be putting in the work if it's not taking you in the direction you want to go. So, if you imagine the metaphor of an ocean, right? We're talking about the beach. So you're out swimming and you don't really know where you're going. You're just swimming. So you're putting in a lot of work, but is it getting you to where you want to go? Well, one, you may not even be sure of where you want to go. And two, are you using the best stroke? Do you have the best tools and techniques to help you to get you to where you want to go? So first of all, looking at, okay, these are my finances, you know, and it may be very, very small. And then looking at, okay, I want to use them in the best way possible. So let's get really clear on the direction that I want to go in, and what work, what sweat equity can I do to save money? Like, think about building a house. And there are some things, even though you're not a builder, there's some things that you can do yourself to save money, right? So that would be my advice when you're looking at, okay, I have this level here that's not what I want, but reality is what it is. And so really looking at, okay, get clear on that direction, and then how can I put in that sweat equity, but knowing I'm going in the right direction.
Yeah, that's really great advice. Now, one thing that I have encountered just in, working with clients in the capacity that I do a lot with like mindset and things, is the propensity for avoidance of the things that you don't want to have to deal with because they're uncomfortable, right? So, and money is like a perfect example of that. Like, you avoid looking at all of the bills, you let it just kind of pile up until you have to deal with it. So do you have like a trick or like some sort of way that you can help people to, like, when they just have such resistance to that, like, how do they overcome some of that to start this process?
Great question. And let's take a little psychology 101. So we know in psychology that people will more likely move away from pain than they will toward pleasure. So I'm going to say that again. People are more likely to move away from pain than they are toward pleasure. So this is important when you think about visualizing. And I'm all for visualization. Don't get me wrong. That is powerful and that is necessary. But what I'm saying is, if that's the only thing you're doing is projecting into the future and going towards the pleasure, it's not going to work as effectively as asking yourself, what is the cost of me staying here? Yeah. So going into that dark, painful place of what is the cost to stay in this stuckness? What is the cost of never being able to fulfill my purpose? What is the cost of not passing down to my family the things that I want to? What is the cost of being in tears when a bill comes in because I can't pay it? What is the cost of knowing that I have this potential and not reaching it? What is the cost of having my wings clipped? You've got to go to that painful place and be honest with yourself. And if you're okay with staying at that place and there's not a high cost for you, you're not going to shift. So really identifying, acknowledging to yourself that it is a dark and scary place and that you don't want to stay there, but you want to visit.
Right. Yep. Just shine that light on that, that darkness, that place that you fear to go, just for a short period of time, so you understand like what your situation is without criticism, without judgment, right? Like, it's just the reality of what's going on. And then once you have that awareness, then you can make different choices on how you want to move forward. So I love
that. Yeah, absolutely. We really want to make sure we're not allowing that shame in. We're just looking at what is. So the cost to me right now is this. We don't need the shame around it. We're just looking at, this is what it is.
Yeah, I love this. And this is such powerful work, such great advice too about some simple steps that you can take to start moving things forward until you're able to get that support, no matter what it is, if it's for personal, if it's for business, just helping you to take one step out of your comfort zone so that you can create a different version of who it is that you are and show up differently. So all of these things are part of the teaching that you do and the ways that you communicate with other people and how you help them to up-level their lives. So how do people get in touch with you if they want to learn more about, how you may be able to help support them?
Yeah, I would love to get in touch with people. And right now, my team at Workhorse has created, I'm so excited about it. I'm just going to tell you a bit about it so that then you'll know how to get in touch with me. Yeah. So what we've got here is an ebook that is a 7-step guide to recalibrate your life, business, and finances in less than 12 weeks. And like, that's not the most exciting part. The things that we're adding in are 47 books to upgrade your life. These are books that you can get on audio or scribed. and 10 calm hacks. We've got Life 360 and Health 360 analyses, so you can see, analysis is a word, it is now, so you can see where you're at, right? Kind of like baseline data. So what's happening is all of that is getting put into Infusionsoft now. Fingers crossed it's ready by the end of the day. I don't want people to go to the website now because you'll get the old ebook and it's not as good. So I'll put the link on when it's ready, and then I would love to get in touch with you, and you can get that for free. Perfect. Who doesn't love that?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be downloading that for some family members who could use that, as well as for myself, and we can make it, so we're going through it and getting an honest look of where we are right now. So we will all be looking forward to that. And then I assume that people can just send you a private message if they have specific questions in the meantime until that link is ready.
Absolutely. Yeah, feel free to join me on Facebook. And everything's under my name, Kirsty Blattner. Kirsty like thirsty, so K-I-R. And yeah, join me on Facebook. You can email me at my name, kirstyblattner@gmail.com. I'd love to chat with you.
Oh, I love that. And thank you so much for joining us, for sharing all of your insight and wisdom. It's really been it's such a pleasure to learn more about this. And just a reminder to everyone who is watching this to always live every day like it's a day at the beach. You take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.
Thank you.